Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's your guy Realistic here, and I'm doing another tutorial for soundoracle.net. And in this video, what we're going to be doing here is we're going to go through how to get your bass to cut through any speaker every single time. It's actually pretty easy to do, and I'm going to show you how to do that. This is going to work in any DAW, so don't worry if you're not using a DAW that I'm using. All right, so let's dive in. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to quick show you, if you're just trying to watch this video to get in and get out and see how it's done, I'm just going to show you how that's done real quick, so you don't have to waste too much time here. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go by step afterwards to really show you how this is done, in case you want to stick around and see how the full process is done. So let's check this out here. We got this little loop here. This is actually the upcoming loop pack from Oracle and I that we're dropping pretty soon here. All right, so we can hear that bass pretty well. Now let me mute it, and so you can hear without the processing that I did. All right, so you can hear it if it's on a good speaker, but if you're not listening on the best speakers, it's going to be a little harder to hear. So now let me solo and show you what we're doing here on the second channel. So all I did there was I duplicated the original 808 here. All right, and then all I did was I filtered out all the lows, and then I added in some distortion pretty aggressively there, and then I excited some of the upper harmonics there, and yeah, that was pretty much it. I think I cut a little bit more afterwards too, and so it just allows all the processing to be on a parallel channel. So if you're just trying to get in and get out with this tutorial, that's how you do it. Just duplicate it and then cut out all the lows, add distortion, and then there you go. You're good to go. All right, for everybody that wants to check out how this process is actually done and how it works, let's dive in and I'll show you how I did that. So what we'll do here is we are going to restart the process. So I'm going to delete that channel there, and what we'll do is we'll just take a listen here. So that's our 808 right there. And so what I'm doing here is, by duplicating it and doing all the processing on a parallel channel, this allows me to be a little bit more aggressive with some of the low end, so we can really feel it. And if you notice, I got this turned down by quite a bit here. I have this turned down by -13, and I have the clip gain turned down as well. And so that's going to allow me to have this lower, so I can have more room in my mix, and then I can have other things cut through, because we're not going to have all the low end eating things up, and that's kind of the secret. So that way we can have the sub be felt, but then we can have the midsection of the bass be heard, and that's the process that we want to do. So basically all I'm doing here is I'm going to just add some harmonics in some different areas. We got 65, we got 130, and we got 32, just to kind of give it some extra juice in the low end here. And so these parts is not what's going to lead you to having it be heard on any single speaker. These parts right here is what's going to lead you to be able to feel it, and so it's translated well on sub. So after you've done all your processing there and you've added some areas to boost the low end here, I even got a little bit of a EQ here to boost by 35, just a little bit there. What we're going to do is we're going to add an EQ on here, and we're going to add a pretty aggressive low pass filter on here, and we're going to just cut all this information up top. That way, the whole purpose of this original 808 here is just going to be the sub. So let's go ahead now and we'll duplicate that. And we're not going to duplicate the inserts there. All right, and this one we're actually going to be able to churn up. And so let's go ahead and churn things up real quick here. All right, so we got this churned up here, and First thing that we're going to do is we're going to add in a high pass filter, and we're going to get pretty aggressive up there. We'll probably go up to like around like 300. So now this allows us to do a lot of things with this without having to worry about distorting the lower harmonics and creating all this extra tension that's going on, or we don't have to add in all this extra sub frequency that's going on. Sometimes when you add too much distortion to the original 808, you start to lose the low end frequency because it keeps exciting the harmonics, and then you lose that sub. But what this process that we're doing here allows us to keep both of those. So that's the first thing we're doing. That particular one I got a little bit closer to 400, and then what we'll do is we'll add in some type of distortion. Literally add any type of distortion plugin that you want. I'm going to use Decapitator, but hey, you could use Isotope's Trash, you could use Saturn, you could use your DAW's stock plugin for distortion. If you're Ableton, FL, Logic user, those are going to be always great. Reason, you also got some really awesome distortion plugins, so don't feel like you got to have Decapitator to do this. All right, so then we'll just increase the gain here on the drive. And that's pretty much it. We're going to do some extra little things in a moment here, but that's pretty much it. You're just going to cut out the lows there, and then you're going to just add some distortion, and then you're just going to crank it up a little bit. So let's check these two out together. And without the parallel, right? And even take this off. Now check out with them together. And now let's check them out in the mix. And then without it. And then one more time with it. So by doing this right here, by duplicating it, we have all of our sub information that we want to be able to be heard. But we're still pushing it so it's heard on any type of speaker. And not only is it being heard on any type of speaker, this also allows us to push the bass up, because a lot of times we're trying to push the bass up and then it's creating all these issues in the mix. It's fighting with the vocals, the kick. It's too much for the limiter when you're mastering it, and it's just too much going on. We've raised it up by so much, but by doing this process, we can raise the parallel channel up, can be heard, and then we can use all the low information to still be there, be felt, but we can have this much lower so it's not eating up all of our headroom. So the only other thing that you might want to do in this situation is you might want to add in something else at the end here for your parallel channel, like our bass for some harmonics. You want to go more up there, more close to the 250, 256 area without it. Just might add in a couple little extra harmonics there for you. I always kind of turn it down just a little bit too. And then let's just give this a listen. And that's pretty much it. But yeah, that's the tip right there. Not too much. So hopefully this helps you out. So I'm hoping that you got a lot out of this tutorial today. Hopefully there was some information that was useful. If you're getting a lot out of this, but you want to see more, please feel free to comment below. Let us know what kind of tutorials that you want to see in the future. And Oracle and I can definitely make that happen. We're always trying to find the content that you want to see. If you're liking what you're hearing from me, you can find me everywhere on social media at Realistic Productions. You can find me at the web, realisticproductions.net. You can find my man Sound Oracle everywhere at Sound Oracle. And if you're looking for the best 808s, the best kicks, the best snares with the craziest loops and samples you can find on the internet right now, go to soundoracle.net. All right, till next time.